Wait, what? We're on? Okay. All right. What's up, y'all? We are here to do the podcast. Oh, turn this double volume off. What's up, Matt? What's up, Becky? How was your guys' weekend? Good to have you here as always.
Relaxing.
Nice. Same here. Whole lot of nothing. Kind of how it should be.
Yard work.
But guys, we're back to film another episode of the podcast. Let's just we're gonna send the bat signal out, see if a few more people want to join, and then we will get going. But as always, if you have something you want us to talk about, go ahead and post in the chat. Maybe we'll pivot and just start ranting about it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, how is everyone? Cheers to the Monday. It's fun to always talk about different things and trading topics, not just the price action, which has been real special today. So cheers to a topic that is not this choppy business in the market right now.
Yeah, good luck to you two trading this afterwards. I know it was incredibly fun for us this morning, Becky.
It was special, not gonna lie. Yeah, like, do you want to stream Monday morning? Sure. That's all right. We had a good time. There's the money there.
Listen.
A lot of barcoding.
Like the ES or the NQ today, you might like gold on a breakout of 44.25. That's all I'm going to say.
Hey, I like it. See what she gives us today, huh?
I just took a partial on a front run there because I have zero confidence in the doji on the ES today. So I might as well go to something I actually rather enjoyed looking at.
Ooh, gold does look good. Yeah, she's been strong since the morning pullback.
I don't know. Just wait 3 weeks. We'll be talking 5K. So
yeah.
Oh, good old 5K.
Let's go.
Maybe not 3 weeks. Maybe that's a little tight on the time frame there. We'll go 4 weeks.
I like it.
By the way, there is nothing on top of the current intraday resistance level on any time frame.
For gold?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
It is the epitome of a multiple time frame situation. And I love the breakout.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that is clean.
Like, look at the weekly chart. Like you get about, like you start getting into, you've already confirmed on a lot of time frames, but I do like gold. That surprises absolutely nobody.
I was going to say, I feel like that's one of the early things I learned about you. When I started BluSky and I was starting to get the beat of it on everybody, I was like, okay, Matt is a gold fan for
if you've hung around me long enough, I promise you 2 things. You're going to understand my affection for love, and in doing so, you're going to own gold yourself.
I'm in.
It's the number one asset I think people should invest in long term, outside of NVIDIA.
Outside of NVIDIA.
Good tips. I like it.
All right, well, I think now's as good of a time as ever to get started. You guys ready?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah?
Yeah, let's have a great conversation.
Just get the topics in front of me. All right, Nick, if you want to give me a countdown, we'll get this thing going. Sounds good. What's up, traders? Welcome to another episode of Market SkyCast. As always, we are filming this live on BluSky TV. So if you want to catch us live and not a recording, make sure to join us. Mondays at 2 p.m. is when we film this. No edits, raw content, and just us coaches talking about our experience and what we know in the market. As always, I am your host, Justin, and I have Coach Matt and Coach Becky with me. And we are excited to talk about these few topics that we have today submitted by our real BluSky traders. If you haven't watched us in a couple of weeks, we have pivoted from doing, more technical analysis to kind of getting into actual stories from our personal trading journeys and just topics that traders actually want to talk about. So it doesn't matter when you listen to this, this will be relevant no matter where you're at in your journey. So guys, let's just hop right into it. And let's start with you, Coach Matt. This one is, it's not a broad question. It's kind of specific. And I'm sure we all have multiple examples of this, but I kind of want to just hear about maybe 1 or 2 times. So the question is, what's the longest you've gone feeling like you completely lost your edge?
What's the longest I have gone with feeling I've lost my edge?
Yeah, like your trading just wasn't working for some reason.
Justin, when you say, listen, it's a very specific question, Matt. I know he's targeting me because he knows I'm going to take it into a big time general format here. But
no.
Justin, I would say time is a flat circle, my friend, after 20 years of doing this. And I also really do believe it depends on kind of your type of trading you do, the type of investing you do as a day trader, for example. And I think that's where the conversation is. But I would say weeks, I'd say, as a day trader. I mean, there's been times I've taken months off of trading before, but that's not because you lost your edge. That's because you have other businesses you do, family affairs, personal things. There's a lot of different reasons why you take time off of active trading over time. You should never take time off of investing, but there's times you take away from the active side of the equation. I'd say in certain geopolitical environments, and a lot of those start with the last with the current president of the United States, I would say. Tariff-induced environment I thought was very difficult at first. I thought some of the Iranian war pricing was difficult as well. But you can go back in time, and there are times where the geopolitical side, the economic side, becomes a dominant conversation. And when they become a dominant conversation, sometimes, not all the time, the technicals take a back seat. And when the technicals take a back seat, it's when I lose my edge because I anchor on the technical side. I don't get me wrong, I'm a top-down analyst. I anchor on the Fed, I anchor on the macro. I do a lot of fundamental analysis, but the way I navigate the financial markets is through the technical side of the equation. Trends, patterns, support, resistance are the truth of the market, far more than what anybody says about the market. And so in those environments, there are times where I feel like I don't have an edge on the 15-minute chart. And if I don't have an edge on the 15-minute chart, oftentimes I feel like I just fight myself more than anything. And so I would say there are times, geopolitical environments, where I feel like I don't have the edge because technicals are taking a backseat in the market. And that can last days to weeks and even weeks to months every now and then when you think about it over a 20-year horizon. But I would say, to be specific, I'd say probably weeks due to geopolitical overhead, choppy conditions, Fed debating policy. Like when the path of policy becomes a debate, you deal with a lot more chop as well. So when technicals take a backseat to macro conditions, I usually feel like I don't have an edge. And I honestly, it's not that I try to like force the issue. Like when I feel like I don't have an edge, I don't have an edge. I walk away and I come back. But
which is the smart thing to do.
Well, you got to get punched in the face a couple times before you walk away. But
a couple,
just a couple.
Yeah,
I'd say weeks. I've felt that I've lost my edge before.
Yeah, I mean, and I think if a trader says anything that's not a geopolitical or something like political, something like that, they're lying, because if the technicals aren't working and taking a backseat, like you said, how are you supposed to use your edge if you're a technical analysis trader? So, I mean, great point.
Just one last point, then I'll let you move on here, Justin. But day traders and active traders alike, they love saying they love volatility until they have to trade inside true volatility.
Yeah.
And then every trader complains about the exact same thing, lack of consistency. What traders really love is speed of movement that is consistent. Not speed of movement that is just up, down, up, down, up, down. And those geopolitical environments do create that scenario where it's up, down, up, down, up, down. And so it does become complicated. And that, honestly, those things, we're all living in one of them right now. Right? Maybe not the last week and a half, but we're kind of living in one right now. And so I would say weeks.
I think it's a good point about like volatility versus volume, because I mean, it's a great point about like volatility. Sure, maybe that is what we say what we want, but we don't want a regular crazy town. Like it needs to make sense. And when it's volume and it's moving in our direction, like that's a great market to trade because it makes sense. And the trade that you're trying to catch moves, and then you get to profit targets and you get to actively manage it, and it's a nice trade versus when it's just thinking around or when it's doing irregular, outsized, inappropriate responses due to some random tweet or what have you. That's obnoxious volatility. That's not the cute kind.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
I think
the number one volatility you get in the day is the cash open. Who loves trading specifically the cash open? Or the number one volatility we get on Fed day is when the release of the actual information. Nobody trades that because nobody really loves trading in what is actual volatility. They want to capture movements, but that's a different conversation than true volatility.
I feel like when day traders, future traders, they say volatility, they're more talking about like daily ranges being large enough to kind of catch meat of the move. Because like you said, volatility is like
just speed.
Watching your heart on a chart, just do. That's real.
When your heartbeat goes 140, you're in the medical profession. When that heartbeat goes like this, and it's like, oh wait, you're about to die.
There's a minute where it's not very comfortable. That's for sure.
Yeah. And that's what happens to my my accounts when the volatility gets up. They are about to die, realistically. But yeah, great points, Becky. What about you? Do you remember the last time or the longest time where you've just been like, I don't know what the hell I'm doing, nothing's working?
Yeah, I sure do, because I feel like the last 4 years or so, I've really gotten better at my technique and my skill and my strategy. And there are times when it just is really in sync with the market movement and it's working really well. And then there are times where something just gets decoupled. And for me, actually, this is probably why I'm the psychology coach here at BluSky, is because when I get a little thrown off on my technical edge, it can affect my psychology. So there's been periods, in my longest periods of time, where I struggled executing my edge is when I took a psychological hit and like I maybe blew an encounter or two or had enough of a financial setback that it really rocked me and my ability to bounce back sooner. And so if I got stuck in those like negative vibes of like not sure if I could trust myself and a little hit to my confidence, that's when has been the hardest times to pull out of it. And so there's been usually a macro shift that caused those early losses. But then the reasons why I have stayed down for weeks in the past is because I have had to rebuild my confidence and kind of get back in the game. And so I think that for me, it's more twofold. Like there has been the geopolitical hits that have caused me to feel like I have lost my edge. But then the issue at those times is when that takes me down psychologically. And so when that has happened, it has been longer versus if it's just like a tweet that you can rationalize and understand and get past it, then I feel like I have rebounded sooner and it's only been days. So the ones that have gone into weeks or a month or two, honestly, a couple of years ago when I really started getting into the psychology stuff, there was a couple months where I really struggled. And that was because my mind was just off and I was stuck in like negative hesitation, concern, worry about the future. And I couldn't get back in the game psychologically. So I think that's what delineates a lot of times. If it's just market conditioning, you need to wait while it shifts, adjust your strategy, talk to a coach, versus if you can't get your head in the game the right way. So I've had those two varieties of it, I suppose.
I like how you brought up something that wasn't technical analysis, because your edge involves two things: the TA, and then your psych, your rules, your things like that. And I didn't even think about it till you brought it up, but I've gone through different periods where my edge wasn't working. One was because I just wasn't following my rules. There was something going on in my brain. I would just blow accounts nonstop, and then I'd reset, and I'm deep in the red that month. But it had nothing to do with my reads. I wasn't even reading, honestly. I was just clicking buttons because I wanted to pass. But specifically TA wise, the tariffs were probably my longest like streak where my edge just wasn't working since I became profitable and actually followed my rules and stuff. And it's funny because at the time I was teaching a couple of friends how to trade, and they they both came to me like, "Oh man, I'm struggling, Justin. Like, what's going on?" I'm like, "I have no clue, man. Like, I don't know." Yeah, I'm like, I'm doing terribly as well. Like, we should we should just stop trading until this calms down, because the algos don't know what to do. The experts don't know what to do. Trump definitely doesn't know what he's going to do. And I like it. I like how you brought up this administration, because I don't remember having like any bad streaks during the Biden administration. It was just like, oh, that trade didn't work out. Let's get the next one.
It was because we dealt with consistent trends. Like
exactly
in the Biden administration, we had one of the worst market years that we've had in a long time. It was 22, and we were dealing with the inflation pump, but it was a consistent trend. Like, as a trader, I don't really care. Like, as an investor, I care that markets go up over time. But as a trader, we just want to trade price action, right? We want to trade consistency. And I recall the Biden years very well. 21 was one of the best years that we've ever seen in the history of the market on the pandemic recovery. 22 was the inflationary year. 23 we started getting back in. 24 was a good year, but there was consistency on the trending side of the equation. But you're also talking about like the biggest controversies from a political perspective were hey, listen, do you support the CHIP Act or do you not support the CHIP Act?
Right.
It was like a
Chill.
policy-driven conversation.
Yeah.
And when you're having those, they really don't have a massive impact on the market. They are so like the CHIPS Act had a big time impact on the AI trade over time. Big time, undeniable, very important act, extremely important for what we're trying to develop. But those things are long term. Like the market's not waiting on pins and needles for Congress to pass the CHIPS Act. Like
It's way more level.
Lot more boring times. Like
Mhm.
that's why I say when somebody tells me they're bored, I'm like, stay bored. You don't want to get to
Oh my God. That's so funny when people say like they're glad like the trading during Biden was harder, or they didn't like it. I'm like, what are you talking about? You could literally just click it and hold it for the whole day. I'm like, it's not like where you have to click it. Oh, I'm in, I'm out. Yeah.
Think about the path we've got to a 10% gain in the S&P 500 this year. Think about the path it took to get to a 20% gain in the S&P 500.
A lot different.
Yeah, one is a smooth journey. The other one is a V-shape recover multiple different times. And I'm not judging anything other than the impact on the financial condition. But if you're telling me that it's easier to trade in the Trump administration versus the boring as get all out Biden administration that never did anything, I'd say probably not.
It's not as exciting, and it's it's not as flashy, but man, was it a lot more chill. Yeah, but great answers. Got a little off topic, but this is what the podcast does, so we just go with the flow. Now this next one's a little bit more broad, and I feel like everybody kind of has this moment as a trader where they kind of go through this in some shape or form. But Matt, let's start with you again. When did you stop feeling like you had something to prove as a trader?
Oh, that is such a good question.
Or do you still have something to prove?
I don't feel I have anything to prove to anybody anymore. I haven't felt I've had anything to prove to anybody in 16 years.
Love it.
I don't know if there was a specific moment, Justin, but I guess it's when I knew my analysis was, and I'm not trying to pat myself on the back, I just have confidence in my ability to read the market. When my macro analysis I felt was more accurate than Wall Street's, and it was after 2008 implosion during the subprime meltdown. During the subprime meltdown, the S&P 500 got cut by 57% in about an 18-month time frame. With some of those months was so volatile that they literally shut down shorting on financial stocks. You could not short financial stocks. They made it illegal to short financial stocks. The month of September and October of 2008, they shut it down because everybody and their dog was shorting every financial company.
Yeah, they're like, it's too easy. We can't do it. We're not going to let you take the money.
Like, price just went down. So, and they made it illegal. But it was at the bottom of that market in 2008 when we started seeing the initial slowing momentum in the fourth quarter of 2008. And then they launched quantitative easing. I called the low point in the market when everybody else was running for the hills. Here's me calling the low point in front of the market. And not only that, but I also caught the low point in the silver trade in 2009 as well.
Oh, yeah.
And at that point, like when I was catching low points when everybody else was running for the hills, I constantly had Buffett in my hair.
Others are fearful.
When there's flood in the streets, you want to buy. And I just felt like the macro condition was trying to really put a low point in the market. They were launching quantitative easing. And I just felt there was a historical opportunity, and I was very aggressive on silver, but I was even aggressive on the ES. So I'd say at that point, I felt pretty confident in my ability to read the market. I felt pretty confident that I didn't need the training wheels any longer. And don't get me wrong, I had some very aggressive learning lessons over the next 5 to 7 years after that. But it was at that point where I felt like, who are these Wall Street people? Like, why do we give them so much credit when they don't have more information, they don't have more knowledge, they don't have more skill set, they just think they're better, and because of that, they also don't put in the work. If you put in the work, you can be better than them. And so I'd say it was about 16 years ago where I felt like, yeah, pretty confident. And again, I don't want that to come across like I haven't had big time difficulty since then, because I certainly have. And I've had big time life lessons, and I've learned some of the most valuable lessons of my investing career was in 2013, 2015, 2018, 2020. Like, the market's going to always teach you valuable lessons. Always. And you're never going to get better than the market. I'm not talking about being better than the market, because you should never think you're better than the market. The market will punish you the very second you think you're better than the market. I'm talking about needing other people to help me assess the environment and what I should do with my money.
Great point.
What I should do with the people I care about. It's been since then where I realized that Wall Street is a Ponzi game where they don't have any monopoly on anything, not money, not knowledge, not time, not execution, nothing. They were born with a spoon in their mouth and they think they're better, but the reality is they're not.
That's hilarious. So basically when you kind of proved to yourself that you knew what the hell you were doing, is that kind of what
it really was?
Yeah.
I think it was more than anything. It was the fact that I felt confident in myself to be able to navigate this for myself and my family.
Yeah, absolutely. So this was more about proving it to yourself, right? Great answer. Becky, what about you? Same question.
Well, I'm going to make it a little weird for everyone. So strap in.
Let's do it.
I like weird.
Well, so I think I have been trading for about 5.5 years. 2.5 years ago is when I started getting profitable. And I had my first payouts, and then I tilted like a crazy person and couldn't get payouts for months after the first.
Like everybody does.
Like a new level, new devil. I think that's pretty common. But then once I started getting consistent payouts after that period of struggle, I actually really felt quite confident. I felt strong. I felt like I understood the markets. I felt like I knew my position size and how to manage my risk and how to like roll the payouts with rules within the industry. And I felt really good about it. But then there was been some personal shifts in my life. And so, like a big relationship situation happened, and that sort of threw me off my game a little bit. And so again, it's the psychological things that got me off of my flow. And so then I would struggle a little bit. And then I felt like I needed to prove something more so to myself, honestly. Not so because my communities have always been super supportive, which I'm so thankful. Like if I was ever around someone who wasn't supportive, I would just have to cut that relationship. And so it was more like proving it to myself that I have to rebuild. But I have to say, most recently, the biggest point where I went back to that after the last 2 years of feeling pretty confident is when I started streaming at BluSky.
I mean, yeah. That makes total sense.
You know what I mean? Like, I love you guys, and I'm happy to level up. Dude, it threw me for a loop. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, having this opportunity to trade live when people are watching you, like Justin, you guys both know that my first time I took a losing trade on live, I cried afterwards because I was like,
there's a reason not everybody does it, man.
It's hard, you guys. Like, so give us all a little bit of grace. It threw me off. And I felt like I did have something to prove to everyone who watched it, to people who knew that I was doing it, to people who knew nothing about trading, like in my personal life, like other nurse friends or whatever. I felt like it was a new level of like, now I did feel, and then I didn't really put words to it like that, but thinking about this question literally right now, like I totally felt like I had something to prove to the administration, the executive team here at BluSky, and to my fellow coaches and to the viewers. And so I've had to work through that like actively in real time while hanging out with y'all at BluSky. So thanks for hanging with me. But it's been an approach of like, just go back to what you know how to do. Like you have years of profitability, like just lean into your system. So I'm doing a lot of self-talk of like, pressures of privilege. And this is a unique opportunity to put more eyes on me and to shine with what I have done that got me to this position in the first place. And so it's been a lot of active psychological management for me to get out of this. Like I have to prove myself because I don't, like, that's not the game. Like it's just coming and showing up and doing my best trading. But this definitely has thrown me for a loop hanging out with y'all here on stream.
Well, it's funny. I sometimes forget that I forget that people just, it's not normal to go in front of a bunch of people and just trade and BS when there's nothing going on and
less than a fraction of a percent of the human population would feel comfortable doing it.
Yeah. But I just think about it because I've been doing it so long. I'm like, oh yeah, Becky, just hop on the stream with me. No big deal. But you have to, answer questions on the fly. Also BluSky questions. Like you got to know the plans in and out. And then you also have to sit here and you can't look like you're freaking out. I always tell people when I first started, I was like a duck, calm on the top, and then my feet were just going crazy under the surface that you couldn't see. But yeah, that's a great one. I didn't even think about that. That's pretty cool. And you're navigating like a boss, so keep doing what you're doing.
It's been a situation like when I stream morning, if you'll notice, I'm like sipping my coffee, and it's like almost like like I'll sip my coffee to pause in the price action or what I'm trying to say. And then it's like, great, I drank my coffee so fast. A, I need a coffee refill, and B, I need to pee. So it's like this whole situation.
Yes.
It's a lot.
I know.
Well, think about it. If you go into your lifetime gym and you shoot some basketball, 3-point shot, nobody's watching, you're just shooting your shot, you're feeling comfortable, you probably have a lot of confidence you're going to make the shot. If you go into an NBA game and you try to shoot that exact same 3-pointer in front of 22,000 people, your knees are going to be buckling, your hands are going to be shaking, and you're going to airball it across the backboard. There's just it's emotional, and it can be stressful, but I just want to say, like, in streaming with Becky as much as I have, I can't tell you how proud I am of Becky for
it's amazing,
like her personal growth in doing this, because we all know, like, Justin, you're a hell of a trader. Becky, you're a hell of a trader. Like, you guys are great traders, but when you do it in front of somebody, there's an emotional context there. And it's not just a single, it's a deep emotional context there, because you want to look good in front of people, right? You don't want to look like you're an idiot.
No, you don't want to look like a fool, come lose 3 trades.
You don't want to take terrible trades. You want to make good management decisions. You want to make sure that you're giving great analysis. You're managing your trade while you're simultaneously looking at the chat and managing questions. It's a lot. And it's somebody like I've been with Becky along the way here. I'm very proud of her growth personally. I think it's quite impressive.
Got to give you your flowers, Becky. But no, that's a great answer. And I was not even thinking that was on the board. I have 2 specific memories about it. One was I was just getting into like the Discord world, and I wanted to be an analyst and all this stuff. So I joined a massive server, and they had a trade idea section. So every day I'd post my trade idea. I wanted to make a name in the space, blah blah. But after a couple of weeks, I started getting messages like, hey, how are you doing this, from multiple people. So I was like, okay, I proved myself that I know what the hell I'm doing, and that people will come to me for help. But the next one had to go with letting my ego go. Because like I said, in the Discord world and in all this stuff, you want to be the best. You want to have the biggest trades, make the most money. So there was one time I took a 2-week break from just all Discords, all social medias, all everything. I just wrote out my trading plan. I went on the computer just when it was happening, and then I got off. And I proved to myself that I don't need anything but my trading plan and myself to make it as a trader. And I think that's when I kind of just proved everything, that this is a lot simpler than you're making it out to be. You can just come in, do your thing. Talking to other people doesn't matter. Basically, like what you were saying, Matt, once you realize you could do it yourself and you didn't need help, it's kind of where it's at. So that's like
just like 20 points on the breakout. Just want to throw it out there.
Did it really?
Yeah.
Did it break that level? Look at that. Called that out earlier. Well, if anybody's in there, let us
front run it.
Yeah. If anybody's in there from the chat, let us know. Is NQ still doing nothing?
Long on gold right now. Let's go.
The only chart I care about as of right this very second is the gold chart.
She's pretty.
Yeah.
Oh, I gotta look at. Oh wow. Yeah, you were not kidding. You said, yeah, that was nice. Good call out. Good call out. Great discussion on this. I think everybody has their own little self-realization where they have proved something, and it's always fun to hear them. And then last question before we wrap it up. Matt, let's start with you again. Let's just keep the order. What's harder, learning how to trade or learning how not to trade?
How much time do we got?
Literally, right?
I could teach a 2-hour class on this question. If I had to say, I think both of them are equal. I think both of them are difficult. I think both of them are difficult at certain phases in your career as a trader, I would say. I don't know who in America has taught more new traders than I have, but I'd like to meet them. And as such, my answer is teaching somebody how to trade is more difficult than teaching somebody when not to trade. Because when you're teaching somebody to trade, there's a lot there. There's a lot to overcome. And you don't know their personal baggage that they bring into it, which is oftentimes the most difficult part of getting people to trade.
Seriously.
It oftentimes isn't teaching trends or patterns or support and resistance or reward to risk ratio. It's honestly everything that Becky talks about on the mindset.
Being a therapist, right?
As a coach, I have felt like I've been a pastor, a preacher, a bishop, a counselor, a friend, Like I felt I've worn
100%.
every single hat. And one of those is as a technician too, but there's a lot of it's on the psychological side of the equation. Like there was an award-winning, Nobel Prize-winning philosophy called prospect theory that tackled this very difficult subject of people overcoming just the simplest things in trading, like understanding what making $100 means versus losing $100. If somebody makes $100, new traders will lock that in faster than you could possibly count. Like by the time you get done talking about whether or not they should lock it in, they've already locked it in. Because if people have not made $100 in trading before, all of a sudden they're like, oh, I didn't have to work for that. Boom. Because what they're associating it with is time value and not anything to do with money in any capacity. The average person in America takes about 4 hours to make that money, the average person. And as such, when you make $100, you don't think about the $100, you think about the amount of time it takes you to make $100 in your real life. And that's why new traders constantly lock everything in. But what they don't do is they don't lock in loss. And that's what prospect theory is all about. And so teaching people how to just understand that emotional context of prospect theory is difficult in and of itself, let alone everything else. So with that said, I do find it equally as difficult oftentimes to teach specifically active traders, day traders and swing traders when not to trade. Because there is a time to trade and there is a time to not trade. There is a time to fish and there is a time to not fish. And I do think it's equally important to recognize that as an active trader, because if you're trying to, like, take today, for example, right? The ES today is down 6 points in one of the most boring sessions known to man so far.
Literally.
We have seen absolutely nothing. And if you're trying to cut a rug there on the ES today, you probably have lost, got chopped out, got stopped out, called it a scam, called it crazy, called it cheating, when the reality is this is just not a good day to trade, quite frankly. The market's in a slight extension environment. We're in front of data. We had no data propelled today. You've had zero changes on the geopolitical side of the equation. Last night, I was talking to a bunch of traders and I said, guys, we're going to doji tomorrow. I said that yesterday. Last night, I said we were going to doji tomorrow. You think I was waking up this morning thinking, man, I can't wait to get into the market?
No, you're thinking I'm sleeping in today, man.
Yeah. Meh.
Yeah, exactly. And so, like, I've been hunting that gold trade with my feet kicked up, just wondering when it's going to happen. But my point is, as an active trader, you want to trade. That's what you want to do. You want to come into the market to trade. And so if you want to trade, I promise you're going to find a trade, even though the environment says even if the environment says go watch a movie.
You know what? I love you brought up that, new traders are locking the $100 because it's so fast. That's something I struggle with the time value of money with trading. Because sometimes I think, okay, I'm up $200. That's been 3 seconds. Like, why would I not just take that? I can always get back in. But then other times I'm like, but my real target is another 100 points. Yeah. So what do you do? And it's a really tough one because I think, like you said, most people work 4 hours for $100. And I'm like, man, I just made somebody's salary in 2 seconds.
Sell out and trail the stop is what you do on that one,
Just what you do, yeah. And it depends on the end of the day. Sometimes I'll hold, sometimes I won't.
But that's you as somebody who has, number one, an awesome trader with a lot of experience, with an understanding of how all this works. But think about that if that's your first day trade.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean? Yeah. How fast are you hitting the close button? Like how fast? It has nothing to do with like what you said. You said, yeah, but I have a target down there, and if it's late in the day, I'm like, that's
exactly
trader stuff, right? You're doing good trader stuff. As a new trader, you're like, I have no clue what to do. I don't even know what a target is. I just made $100 and I don't have to work for it. Oh my goodness, I'm going to lock this in right now. It has nothing to do with the trade.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, it's tough to overcome for new traders.
Yep. All right, Becky, anything to add before we get to you on his answer?
I think that's the progression, right? I think that it's a great point that how Matt laid it out of that early traders. There's a lot to teach to traders to figure out how to teach, because there's the technical and there's the psychological of like managing yourself and learning what a good setup is, how to manage it, how to do the risk management. So a big project. Like that's the equivalent of going to pre-med and med school and figuring out how on earth you need to be a baby doctor. So I think that it's more like a cyclical thing with traders. I think it's a lot in the beginning. So that's a really big deal. As a trader, I think that is hard to get to that level where you can learn how to make more winning trades than losing trades. But then I think it shifts. There's a point where it turns, where like you've done that hard work. The next phase is actually learning how not to trade. So then it pivots to like, okay, now I have learned pretty much a few good setups and I'm a pretty good trader. Mm-hmm. Now is where I need to do the hard work of figuring out that these market conditions suck. And this is actually not where I want, not where I'm seeing my edge, because that takes a lot to figure out, early in the day. Can this be a trending day, or is it going to be a real annoying like bracketing day? And so I think that it's more so like not what's harder, because I would argue that there's a lot to learn to get to a consistently profitable phase. But then once you start getting there, then it shifts. And then the second leg of the work is when to not trade. So I think the when to not trade is a little bit easier because you have all the scope of what a good trading environment is that was in the teaching you how to trade. So I would agree kind of with Matt, well said, like it's a bigger deal to learn how to be a profitable trader. But the work is absolutely there on knowing when to sit out. That's a lot to process and get good at. I mean, this morning too, like I took, trades that were, okay, like that. I believed in them, but it wasn't great conditions. And that was what we kept talking about. So it's, yeah, I think that's how it goes.
Learning how to trade is more difficult, but learning when not to trade is a process of mastering trading.
Yeah.
I could tell, Becky, this morning during the live stream with this price action, when I joined, you were like, thank God I'm not here by myself anymore. This is miserable.
Literally, I'm like, what time are you coming?
Yeah, and then when you got off, I was like, oh, damn, now I'm by myself. Oh, this is so boring. What am I going to do? But I am very excited because I finally get to disagree with both of you and be the bad guy. Because I have my reasoning now. I have my reasoning. And I think both you guys will agree with me after I say it. I think this is kind of a two-part thing. I think at first, learning how to trade is way harder because there's a lot of information, a lot of things you have to learn. But I think everybody can learn trading. I think everybody can learn how to trade, what the right setups are, things like that. But now I know people that have started trading at the same time as me. They might even read the market better than me, but they can't get a payout because they can't do the second part. They have to trade all the time. They don't know when to not trade. Now, because if you've been doing this for 5 years and you've actually put in some effort and you can't do solid TA or tell me what the market's going to do with some confidence, you need a better teacher. Something's wrong. But
I don't think you've been doing it 5 years if that's the case. Like if you've been doing it 5 years, you better be able to read a trend and a pattern.
Yeah, but I know people that are even deeper into this game that are getting killed because they don't know when not to trade. Or if they do, they just can't figure out to actually do it. So I think at the beginning, trading is difficult. It's hard, but everybody can do it if you put in the work. But not everybody can do the other side of actually following that when not to trade rule.
I don't disagree.
So I agree, but I also disagree with you. And I think we're all kind of saying the same thing, that at first it's the trading, then it's the psychological side. But like I literally think you could give me anybody and I could at least, if they follow the rules in the system, they make money. But can they? And that's the second part.
Believe in my experience, and I have taught a lot of people, that I agree with Justin 1000% in my soul. I agree with that every single person can learn how to trade. Every single person can. Not every single person can learn all the aspects to be a successful trader.
Exactly. And that's exactly what I was alluding to. So I wanted to be dramatic and say I disagreed, but I kind of agree with you, and I think we're all on the same page.
What am I missing?
I needed a clip for the social media promo, guys. Come on, you know.
You just wanted to cut I hate to disagree with you, but I am going to show you how it's done. You wanted that clip. I know exactly what was going on right there. Me and Becky are looking at each other going like, is he really disagreeing with us?
Tell us more.
A little bit.
Keep talking, Justin.
Yeah. No, but great discussions. I mean, as always, I think we all landed on the same spots, but that's the time we have for today. As I like to end these shows now, any big wins for you guys since the last episode, or any lessons you have learned since the last episode in the market, or in life, anything, whatever you want to talk about? Matt, let's start with you.
when rolling a covered call to a 20 delta against the momentum pump, just alleviate the covered call and allow the momentum pump to exist. That's the only lesson I learned in the last week.
Okay.
That was on.
His
That
mind's
was
on
on
gold only right now.
That was on GDX. That was gold miners. Becky knew exactly where I was going with
Yes.
it, because for 3 consecutive months I've had covered call analysis on the gold stocks. Gold pumped,
Let him fly.
and my first, instead of just pulling the covered call back and taking the L, it's like, oh, I'll roll it up and out. I'll roll it up,
man.
and I'll try to manage it, right? So I rolled it up. Next day we pump, and I'm like, all right, I'm out. Covered call gone. Let's alleviate. Let's rock. So, outside of that, it was a great week last week. Market broke out. That was the only real. I don't know if that was the lesson I learned. That was just a bad management call on my part. But no, I don't. I'm trying to really think about a lesson I learned in the last week, and I can't really think of one off the top of my head.
That's a good win.
There we go. That might be that's a good thing then. Everything went according to plan. I call it a win.
Covered call management decision.
Yep. Becky, what about you?
Oh, I like that Matt went first because I had a minute to think about it. But I would have to say that we are in the last month of summer for my kids, and I feel like my win is that I've made it over halfway through summer, and it's actually going really well.
There you go.
I was pretty concerned because I'm doing more in my office with streaming and stuff this summer than I have in previous years, and they're home and there's camps and they're gone and in and out and stuff. And I was quite nervous if I would be able to keep up with my life and get them on board and manage it all. And I feel like now that we're over the hump of the halfway and school, like we're starting to get ready for school and stuff, like the fact that it's like been pretty good. They have supported me. My family has my back 100% with all the things that I'm aspiring to do and showing up with you guys. And so my win is definitely like getting on the other side of the hump of summer and really feeling like I'm holding it together. So that's my win, definitely.
Wow, that's a life win, not even a trader win. Love that. Love that. My lesson was stop trying to trade Sunday Globex. Just don't do it. I did it yesterday. I sat here, wasted a couple hours of my night. Didn't even see a setup. Took one L just because I wanted to take a trade. Every time I do it, every time I do it, it's not worth it. I don't even know why I look at the chart. Just coming on Monday and probably still not even trade. Like this morning was terrible. So again, Justin, no Sunday Globex. Listen, learn it, live it, actually follow it. But guys, another great episode. I really love just the conversations around topics and not technical analysis, because if you guys didn't know, we're on BluSky TV basically all day. Us 3 coaches, along with the owner, Mike, are live trading. So we're doing TA all day. So it's nice to get a break and just have some real trader discussions. But guys, every Monday, 2 p.m., we will be here live, and it's also recorded so you can watch us later. But until next week, guys, stay profitable.
Later, team.
What's up, traders? Welcome to Power Hour here at BluSky TV. We're very happy to have you with us today. And we just finished recording another episode of the Market SkyCast, BluSky's official podcast. So if you missed it, it will be released on YouTube later. We record that live every Monday afternoon. So I love that we got to have that fun discussion today. But right now, let's get into price action, you guys. And if you need any accounts, everyone knows where to find us, right? BluSky.pro. There's a lot of sales going on. There's 30% off if you're a returning member. If you're new, you can get a 50% off promos in the bottom of the screen right now. But it's a fresh week, so maybe we need a little fresh opportunity, especially after this choppy morning. Oh,
A little fresh capital to trade this brewing trend in the ES and gold.
Days are going to get better on gold, or not gold. Let's talk about gold in a minute. But ES and NQ, better days are coming. So,
I honestly, I think the ES is and NQ is not a complicated technical read.
Yeah.
Slight extension at major levels of resistance, developing secondary patterns on the daily chart in front of key catalyst events that are on Wednesday. Most likely market hesitates going into Wednesday, lets the pattern develop. And I honestly don't think it's a complicated technical read. It's just a matter of understanding how long a high base takes to develop going into key catalyst. But you know what? Somebody taught me one time. They were a currency trader, so they were kind of cheating, Becky.
Okay.
But they said to me, there's like, hey, Matt, there's always a bull market somewhere. And I said, yeah, you're a currency trader. If one currency is going down, the other currency is bullish. There's always a bullish environment somewhere. And so if the ES, is or the NQ is not giving you what you want, having the ability to switch it to some commodity assets is something I rather enjoy doing. Now, obviously, my commodity asset of choice is GC, but I think you can have a very similar thing on SI or, crude oil or something along those lines as well. I think you always got to have a backup commodity to play around with when the ES is boring me to death, like the ES is boring me to death today.
Yeah, ES and NQ were obnoxious, and they were just really kind of sideways this morning. There was little scalps in either direction, and some challenging situations here. So, there were some scalps, but there was also some fake outs and some hits. So, mixed bag for me on trading the NQ today.
Well, when you're looking at this from a deeper technical perspective, right? The lay of the land, looking at the daily chart, the weekly chart, the monthly chart to kind of understand, giving the context for what we're dealing with on the day, on the intraday side of the equation. You go out to the weekly chart and just a beautiful breakout last week, like undeniable, beautiful breakout. Multi-week consolidation breakout confirmed that close coming into last Friday, seeing that as that multiple time frame breakout. I talked about this on the monthly chart just last week as well, how the last 2 months was inside development, both bullish candles, both just hesitation going in front of the larger move. Then you come into the daily chart and you're like, okay, I wouldn't say we're technically overextended here because RSI isn't above 70, but when you run from support to resistance and then break out and run again, you do have a slight extension situation here on the daily chart. And I do believe the epicenter of resistance right now is 7,800. And so the daily chart, slight extension on the breakout, developing what's called the secondary pattern. Secondary pattern following breakout can be a high base, which is this one is, or it could be a pullback, like a flag, like we talked about last week. And so understand what you're trading in.
Yeah.
You're trading in a consolidation high base with a total range of 180 points, or excuse me, a total range of 80 points right now. And so I wouldn't expect a lot of that momentum that we love, because there's just a lot of tight analysis right now. Like you could make an argument, hey, Matt, well, what about this VWAP breakout? Yeah, awesome. You can capture maybe 10 points. I just captured 20 on gold in like 3 seconds. Like I'm not excited about that. And so like when you look at the 5-minute chart here, like, oh my goodness, there's some open air there. Yeah, it's 10 points. There's not that much to run with right now. And so from a reward to risk ratio perspective, even if you're right, you're breaking even today because like you don't have positive reward to risk ratios in a daily chart consolidation with the tight range. Now, this is one of the situations where you don't want to get bored to sleep though, because high bases, when they break out, they run again. The high base is simple consolidation to basically think about this. Like, Becky, are you a runner? You like to run?
I like to jog, but yeah.
Okay, so you're a jogger. All right. So like if you went outside right now on the hot summer day there in Portland with some good air quality issues right now, and you were to run a mile as fast as you can, would you want to take a break?
I might need a drink.
Okay. So the market ran a mile last week and it's taken a break. And once you get your breath caught up, what are you ready to do again? You're ready to run again. Market's just taking a break. So don't get bored to sleep here, because we could see some scenarios where we get beautiful momentum as we break out of either side of the equation here. And so you don't want to get bored on those 10-point ranges, but you don't also want to be aggressive in these ranges. Like I can't say it enough. I don't like trading on a doji on the daily chart. Like,
Right.
I don't know why anybody would be like, my favorite trading day, and I'm going to really push the edge today, is a Monday morning doji in front of CPI week. Like, there's going to be a lot better environments this week. So is there an edge here on the ES? Absolutely. You want to take a 10-point edge up to 70 at 77.90, because that's what you have to target. And so like the issue here is just the ranges are tight. But as you kind of work out to the larger picture, like go out to the 30-minute chart, you start looking right here. Look at those double wick tops right here.
Yeah.
And so like, I already know it. Day traders like, oh my goodness, but I can get in at 80 and front run that 70. Yeah, good luck with that. Or you could just be patient and wait on the 7,800 breakout to get a multiple time frame situation. And so, yeah, I haven't made any trades on the ES today. I wasn't anticipating making any trades on the ES today. I'm probably not going to make trades on the ES today. But you know what?
Yeah.
Gold ain't the ES today. Look at this breakout. And this is what I'm talking about with the ES. Like, don't get bored to sleep at the doji on the chart, because the doji can lead to other movement here. You look at gold over the course of the last couple of days here. And what do you see? Simple consolidation where you're breaking out and you're starting to run again. Well, what's the difference here? Not a whole lot. Last week, you had the breakout with the catalyst. You had a momentum surge. You worked up into 4,400. 4,400 is the next level. And guess where the next daily level is above 4,400? Up here around 40, I'd say about 4,600. And so there's a little bit of a pocket to play with there. And so I just kind of feel like, where's the edge today? Or where was the edge coming in today? Is it going to be to try to trade that doji in front of the CPI report? Or is it going to be looking somewhere else in the market? And I just felt like looking elsewhere in the market was a little bit more advantageous today. And so looking at that breakout of 4,400, and quite frankly, this is one of those trades I will carry overnight if it doesn't buck against the 15-minute 90 Becky. Like, I'm not going to just, like, don't get me wrong. Like, everything here would tell me to scream lock in profit and whatnot. But I got a lot of things going on in gold right now. This is just one of them. And so I'm just going to let the analysis play out, but I like the breakout. So let's let it play.
Yeah, this is beautiful. I did a nice strong breakout and then I did a pullback that didn't do all that much. And then it is repumping. So there's definitely some bullish momentum on this gold trade. And I love that. And it's such a good lesson of, like, if one of the instruments that you're trading is not appealing, you don't have to put risk on that. You can move to something else. You can look somewhere else. You can find a better opportunity that does speak to your edge and is moving the right direction that you want to see, and go there.
Well, like, most people trade the NASDAQ here. Can anybody tell me any one major news story on the NASDAQ that is driving the NASDAQ today? And I'll wait. I won't even talk. I'll just wait. Somebody tell me one major story, because I can only think of one. And it had a benign impact that was not even felt.
Yeah.
Anybody?
Well,
Any news
on today for
anywhere?
Cricket.
There's a downgrade in Apple, I think. Intel offered more shares. I think 15 billion worth of new shares. Burke had earnings. Barrick Gold had earnings. Geopolitical alleviation due to Trump focusing on economic war instead of military war. Kind of forced that with the supply issue we have right there. Like, I can't think of one major story that would propel the market to break out in front of CPI. Now, maybe that changes tomorrow,
Mhm.
but like we were talking about this in the pod.
Mhm.
Understand the environment. Understand the environment you're trading in. And so think about it like this. Like, I don't have a lot of interest in the NASDAQ today. I don't have a lot of interest in the ES today. I have a ton of interest in the NASDAQ above 30K. Tons. Because there's not a lot of resistance till we work into the all-time highs. I have a ton of interest when the ES breaks 78. Not 7780, but 7800, because that's where the multiple time frame is. So I'm just gonna be patient and wait on those to really kind of develop.
Yeah. And it's a great point that we are, there's some hesitation ahead of that. And Mondays often probabilistically are more rotational and not strong trending days. And we certainly have seen that environment so far today with this price action. And so, trade the range or else just be patient and look elsewhere. Great.
Yeah, trade the range if you like the range. Huh?
Yeah. I mean, I don't think it's amazing. I like this gold trade way more. I love that your entry and your trigger on the breakout and your stop loss management. Like, beautiful.
I have done this way too long to try to paint a doji on the daily chart as anything other than a doji on the daily chart.
Yeah.
You can't describe a doji as anything besides boring. Which can be a really good positive when you're wanting developing in patterns like I do. Like, I see the hesitation in the market today not as a negative. Like, markets don't just rip roar up, even in bullish conditions. They develop secondary development. So I just see it as a little bit of calm before that next storm. Is how I see it.
Yeah. And Q might go tag that VWAP here at close. We'll see.
Yeah, like 20 points on a 28,000 index. Fantastic.
You're not wrong. Nope. Where do you see gold getting to within power hour today? Because I wonder about 44.50. Nice round.
We are in open air.
Mm-hmm.
We are in open air. And like when you come out doing a little bit of a detailed assessment here, you see nothing on any time frame, hourly time frame, nothing. That hourly time frame, like 45, the hourly time frame is 4,600. Like, any longer duration chart will lead you to the conclusion of 4,600.
Yeah.
By the way, I personally believe, and if Ace was here, I think Ace would agree with me. Like, it's 5K or bust on that breakout last week. That's where my head's at.
Yeah.
Like, 5K, not out of the realm here. But from a day trader perspective, not much. 50, 60, maybe 60 here.
Yeah.
Like, you got to go back in some time, even like take a picture of this 4-hour time frame and look at that beautiful breakout there.
So pretty.
Just sexy.
I feel like
we some wicks here, Becky.
Yeah.
54 there's a wick at 54 and there's a wick at 65. So 65 max, 50 to 65 max.
Yeah.
I would T1 if I was looking at it right now, 50 by 65.
Yeah. It seems very within reason. And there, I was looking left too, and I saw there's some resistance in between that 50 to 60 as well. So,
well, I'd rather take 10 points on GC than I would 20 points on the NQ.
Prints a lot more money.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. I like it.
But this next trade, like, do you see how you got some we haven't tested the 5 since the breakout. If I were to add here, which I'm not going to, but if I were to add here, I would have to have that test against the 9 EMA.
Mm-hmm.
Or a breakout. Either one.
Yeah.
Either one.
Right. Continued pressure up.
But team, we're going to keep looking at gold here for a minute while this plays out. Unless you want to look at the 20 points on the NQ.
I
Sorry.
know.
I'm
It's
sorry.
a Monday.
I gotta laugh. I gotta laugh.
It's a Monday vibe.
It is a Monday vibe, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Kind of like Monday after a pump week. It's like, should have had 3-day weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Basically what the market said today.
Yeah. We're still napping. Come back next week. I don't know. Maybe tomorrow.
I think our team, based on the comment section so far, team is Monday holiday weekend as well.
Everybody's still out in the sunshine or taking an afternoon nap. Can't blame you. Can't blame you. It's nothing too exciting to write home about right now.
Except gold.
Except gold breaking out. Everyone's sleeping on their job if they're not in it. Let's go.
Been 3 months of nonsense in gold. It's about time we get a bullish trend.
Yeah. You've been waiting.
Patiently hunting.
Pump it. Yeah, I think it's still migrating up. We've got 40 minutes left. So if you're in a prop account on this MGC trade, then you do get to close at the end of New York session. But we'll see how high she can get.
If you were listening to me during the podcast, and you took that breakout trade, and you were just trading it today, just ride that 9 EMA.
Yeah.
Just ride the 9 EMA. When it fails, I fell. That's how I'm doing it the rest for this gold trade. That's what I'm doing. I'll reassess later because I got it in a different account as well.
Yeah.
So, but that's exactly how I would do it, Becky. If this was the case that I was just day trading this gold here,
yeah,
like I would just ride the 9 EMA here. Or like if you want to be very aggressive, hug the price, but I wouldn't hug the price a lot. Like this wants to break out. You want to give it a little bit of room on that breakout to kind of shake off anything.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with that. When you squeeze it too tight, it can be really frustrating and a little bit triggering to get shaken out of something, and then it continues in your direction by squeezing it. So that's less ideal.
You don't want to squeeze something you want to see play out.
Yeah.
And I want to see this play out.
Yeah. I think 450 is very within reason, and it's a beautiful round number. And we're seeing, there's a momentum is up for sure on this gold trade. So
yeah, I would think we get 450 here.
Mm-hmm.
Did you hop on the gold train?
I did shortly after we got on. My fill is not amazing.
I don't care. It makes me happy.
It was the only thing. I was running through it right before we switched gears, and I was like, oh, this beautiful.
Bad fill in gold is better than a good fill in Bitcoin.
At least it has the momentum. Yeah. Yeah, this is beautiful. Either way, now my stop is right at break even, which is right underneath that doji a little bit higher.
Right here?
Yeah. Right underneath there's where I got in. So that's my stop at break even.
Good level. The 9 EMA right there underneath that. 9 EMA, it's kind of like right there on that point right there.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just want to I would not bring it above the breakout channel.
Because it can retest that.
Yeah, you're asking it faked out there if you do.
Yeah. I feel like this last pump here, it's good because then I got to move my stop to break even. So then it's a winner, and I didn't get the sick entry that you did, but there's a piece here that could be. Get there.
Don't mind your entry though. Like you got on the second pattern after that break. That break just went very aggressive. Like we were actually talking in the podcast while it was breaking out, and I was like, Justin was in the middle of a sentence, and I was like, I can't talk over Justin. I gotta hold back. And then right when he got done, I'm like, gold's breaking out, guys.
You did hold it in. Oh, that's a good point.
Proud of holding it back. I was so proud.
Good job.
Yes, thank you. So you can't teach an old dog new lessons.
It was beautiful. Ooh, Steve level 44444. All the fours.
The fours?
We just hit those.
That's where we're struggling with, Jaw. If that breaks us back down, ooh.
I know. Tell Steve to take profits and keep going. Steve, let us go higher.
It looks good. Let's get 50.
Yeah, I like 50. We'll see. She's not so far off. Where was the breakout? The breakout was
25.
yeah. Ooh, okay.
This latest breakout was 42.
Uh-huh.
This breakout was 25. That was my first trade on gold today.
Oh man.
Well,
I
got in. This was my original, Becky. Is right here. This handle here. You see how we got the cup and the handle?
Yeah.
Oh, I love cup and handles. I love cup and handles.
Good pattern.
Yeah, they're one of my favorite continuation patterns. I see cup and handles as like a front run, like a really good front run. Ascending triangles. Justin was going to ask us a question in the podcast. We didn't get to it, but it was regarding what do you still struggle with? I struggle with symmetrical triangles. Like I don't like them. I don't like trading them, but the ascending triangles, the cup and handles, like I just love those patterns. Like the cup and handle might be my favorite pattern. Actually, it's an increase in support against the backdrop of a bullish reversal is my favorite pattern. But cup and handle continuation, ascending triangle continuation would be there as well.
Yeah, it's beautiful setup, man.
When the ES was at 777 while gold was at 444.
A lotto day.
777. They must be doing something good on the ES. All right. I'll have to go look at it. Jaw. I'll take a quick peek.
The bulls are trying to handle the close here.
Oh, man. I don't know. No, we're looking at pretty stuff.
Gold is still prettier. You guys were almost to 50. Go.
Like, you can't get me off pretty charts here. See, now that you got the extension, you can constantly just kind of adjust that a little bit.
Yeah.
Everybody should have bought an evaluation to do this gold trade.
Yeah.
That's what everybody should have done, Jaw.
Go in it.
Like, if you listen to Coach Matt on one thing, you listen to me on gold.
Yeah. If you ever just say yes, sir, I will do it.
Just say yes.
Yeah. Take it. Okay, cool. This will be great. We'll get a good target here, and then I'm gonna keep a runner for sure. Thanks, Matt. What a solid opportunity.
You are welcome. See, and you thought we were gonna have a boring power hour.
I wasn't sure. No, but this is great. I'm all on board. Well, there's just about got my T1.
You scaling it at 50?
Yeah.
I could definitely see a secondary here at 50.
Yeah.
And as you get into like 50, 54, you start getting into wicks. At 54 to 65 is wicks.
Yeah. It's just about there. Stop just shy of it, like 49 and change.
Yeah, I feel because my entry, I feel like I can let this play out a little bit.
Yeah. You got a stick. Like it could easily go farther than that. I didn't get the same entry you did.
If I would have taken the second pattern, I would scale out at 50 as well, though. Like,
yeah,
I would have done the exact same thing you're doing.
Yeah. Yeah, then it allows you to like have profits. Yeah. Your stock is gorgeous. I'll take it.
Like a boss, Jaw.
Like a bull. Hey.
You don't want to know what's going on in the other portfolio, though, Judge. I'm being a little irresponsible to say.
Full port. Matt's is admitted to full porting gold.
I uncovered core holdings and added to. So,
dude, beautiful.
50's T1, 65 is T2, but we doubt we're getting 65. 54 is a target ace. So anything between like 54 and 58, I think is perfectly fine.
There's 50.
Like, and again, it's hard to see, but if you like go out to the daily chart here, You got a wick right here at 54. Kind of right there at 60. Like there's wicks between 50 and 65. And so I don't think it gets above those levels. So this is really kind of just how much juice of that orange can we squeeze here, Ace? That's really what the question is. And so because like if any technician said, Matt, I'm targeting 50, I'm targeting 52, I'm targeting 54, I'm targeting 58, I'm targeting 60, I'm targeting 65, I'd be like, yeah, that's fine. Like those are all legitimate targets because there's kind of a zone there. But yeah, I do think it's a matter of how much juice we're squeezing here. I just haven't seen a reason to not, like, handles tell me that the price wants to test up.
Yeah.
My look at the resistance levels tells me that the market wants to test those but not break them, especially in this session. So, like, yeah, just how much can we squeeze here?
I love it. This is great.
Oh my gosh, the least surprising thing in the history of the mankind is after the fact that Iran sent out their what it would take to reopen up the straits, that 2 days later the president of the United States was going to talk about how we can escalate. Here's maybe I'm wrong. They're not escalating.
Yeah.
We don't have the interceptors to escalate, said the entire world.
Special.
It's shocking that we don't have the missiles. The United States, with the $1 trillion military budget this year, 1.5 trillion next year, we ran out of missiles. What?
So weird. No way. Silly. This gold trade has cleaned up my P&L from this morning quite nicely.
Wait. Cheap drones changed the military landscape from here on out. What was the TA behind this? Oh, you missed out. I went through a detailed technical setup on gold.
Welcome, Pulse.
I have an opinion on gold. Was the technical analysis that was kind of it.
We bullish.
Yeah, we're bullish.
Multiple time frame breakout though.
I front run the cup and handle here. I added on the breakout there. And now we're just letting this play out. But the bigger picture is gold broke out of 4,200 last week, which was an epicenter resistance level. There's a pocket between 42 and 44. Gold cleared that pocket within 2 days. There's another pocket between 44 and 46. And now we're basically trading on the shorter time frame inside that larger pocket. But I don't know. I kind of think a blind squirrel could look at the TA on gold right now.
Well, she's your baby, so it's obvious to you. But this is a good. It's been sideways for weeks now, and we've been really waiting for it to start breaking out with some aggression, and it's been doing it. Started at the end of last week.
Yes, I am. I was ready for a gold breakout. Yes.
You were.
Very much so.
We've been talking about it for like a week or two, what it would look like and what the levels would be. And ES tagged VWAP and rejected. That was a reasonable target on that last push up, and now it's just sliding back down, just inside, completely inside. NQ did not get to VWAP and is just stinking around right where we were when we started Power Hour.
Oh, they did get rejected at VWAP.
Yeah, that was a beautiful hit reject.
NQ's a snooze fest.
Yeah. Yeah, she's done nothing since we started. It's a good call out on the pretty one. And Pulse, he mentioned a good point in here that if you missed it, I want to reiterate as well of if you were trying to trade NQ or ES this morning and it was struggling because there was some up and down choppy action, there's a situation where there's an option to not engage with those and look elsewhere for something that's moving a little bit more smoothly. And on gold, there was a little smoother price action today with just a bullish trend since the early pullback in the market today this morning, and then just kind of marched up all day. So that was a beautiful trending situation versus the chop of ES and NQ.
Yeah, and just the larger point is when you're inside a pocket where you have an edge from 44 to 46, as a day trader, I just want to take advantage of any like bullish continuation pattern analysis. And so there's obviously a lot of trades inside a bullish environment. Like you have a trade here, for example, but the reason this was the trade I chose is number one, I love cup and handles. And that's kind of what this pattern is right here. You have the cup, you have the handle. And there's two ways you can approach a cup and handle. You can front run the increase in support on the handle and then add, like you take a partial position on the handle right here. So here's the cup, here's the handle. You take a partial on the handle and then you add on the break, or two, you just wait for the break and you go full position on the breakout. But I kind of on this one, I did a partial position on the breakout, but it's because I have other things elsewhere as well. And so that was the technical setup going into it is we have a daily edge and we're trading inside that daily edge with secondary patterns. This one was a cup and handle. And on the management side of the equation, Becky's already scaled out because Becky scales out like a champ. Usually I regret not scaling out with Becky, quite frankly. But because my entry was a little bit different, I'm letting this play out against the 9 EMA. And so I sat through this pullback. I'll sit through this pullback. I will not sit through the next pullback because either one I'm going to get stopped out or we're going to run out of time here.
Yeah, I did not get near as good of an entry as Matt did. And so for me, like I want to lock in some green because I couldn't move my stop deeply into profit because I just didn't have that much distance on me. So I scaled out at 44.50, nice round number, and would be a nice extension out of that second breakout after the first breakout. So that was my scale. And I actually just got taken out on my runner. So I am flat, but I made some good profit. I was hugging it.
This is good. This is a battle. Like I am right underneath that 9 EMA. Probably should give it a little bit more room, but I'm not going to move it. Let it play out. Trust the 9. Trust the 9. Come on. I trust the 9. Look at this. There's just those couple wicks. I didn't give it any room underneath that.
It looks good.
But we'll let that flag play out. Like, see that clean test? See that sneaky clean test right there against that 9 EMA?
That's good.
Ooh, sexy.
It was beautiful.
Right now, if it turns around and stops me out, I won't say sexy.
At the moment, keep going up. Let's go.
It's so amazing.
Yeah.
At the moment, like, ooh, 9 EMA, I love you.
Yeah.
Listen, everybody's got to have that one tool they use over and over and over to help them navigate the world. For me, it's the 9 EMA. I could have everything else naked on a chart and feel very confident with my read from a pure price perspective, utilizing the 9 EMA. Remove volume, remove all the indicators, all the moving averages, VWAP. If you could only pick one secondary indicator to help you navigate the price action, that would be the 9 EMA for me. What would it be for you? If you could only choose one thing, one thing, you get VWAP, you get a moving average, you get an indicator, you only get one tool. What would that one tool be on team? I want you to answer as well. If there's only one tool in your toolbox that you can use to help navigate price action, what would that one tool be?
I don't give people a little chance to think about it and say something, but mine would be VWAP with the 1 and 2 standard deviation bands or volume.
I'll count it because it's within the same indicator.
Yeah, it's just whether or not you turn it on.
You tried to cheat a little bit adding those bands, but I'll take it.
I don't have them on in general, but one chart that I do have them on and I like them a lot of times. So but the 9 EMA is a good choice, man. It's beautiful.
Well, I kind of find it that when people don't answer the 9 EMA, they just don't have the friendly relationship with the 9 EMA that they need to have yet.
Yeah.
Like it's just a matter of time. Just a matter of time.
Yeah.
But no, I think it's a wonderful discussion because there's a lot of really, really helpful technical indicators, right? But there's obviously there can be too many technical indicators. There can be not enough. But I have said many times, and I maintain the 9 EMA is the number one most important momentum indicator in the market.
Yeah. I love that it is a dynamic trend line, basically. Like it can
That's all
show
it is.
you, write it up, and then if it falls, then you can get some retracements against it, and it's a great.
And I haven't always been like that. Like I was not a believer in the moving averages the way I am today, and I'm talking like for the first like 15 years of me trading, I didn't use moving averages. In fact, I would kind of make fun of moving averages. Oh, you need your magic lines, huh? Can't read price. Maybe go take a class. Kidding a little bit. But that's kind of my philosophy on moving averages back then. But algorithms have just taken on so much importance in the market, and they are programmed a lot based on moving averages.
Yeah. A great point. They are consistent across traders from all realms and instruments and experience levels, and it's something that a lot of eyes are on, and so it gets respect.
I use it as a position trader. I use it as a swing trader. I use it as a day trader. Hell, I use it when I'm making decisions on cash flow strategies. Like literally, it's the Swiss Army knife of indicators.
I like that. It appears to be holding right now. It's beautiful.
And it just so happens when we're talking glowingly like this that it is holding support right now.
It's because you gave her so much
It so
love.
happens
She's
to
like,
be working out a little bit right now.
all right, I'll behave. Good. Let's go. Next
Jaja, if you do the 8-minute abs nonsense, 7-minute abs, 6-minute abs, 5-minute abs, something about Mary, if you haven't watched it, watch it. It's a hilarious movie. Hilarious
I
movie.
haven't seen that one in a minute. We
I
could
don't think
add
I've seen it
here.
in a minute either, but
I might have
it
got
is-
back in a little bit.
it
You
is
talked
funny.
me into it.
Oh, you got in off the 9 rider.
Uh-huh.
Huh.
When it closed that
It's fun to
doji.
say 9 rider.
Just a little bit. I'm just gonna ride the 9 just a little bit.
Yeah. What trading strategy are you doing today? I'm riding the 9.
Yeah. Coach
What do
Matt.
you mean you're riding the 9? I'm riding the 9. That's what I'm doing.
Yeah. It's a pretty smooth ride, especially in gold right now.
This one's a battle between the 9 and that 50 handle, though.
Yeah. Well, this is even
It
higher
is.
entry than my other one, but it's based on this pivot here, so we'll see.
I
It's a
just
small
want
trade
one
in
more
one
rip your
account.
face off candle. I just want one. Just give me one rip your face off candle.
Let's go. We got time for
Not
that.
Eric. I don't want to rip my own face off.
No, that's the wrong way.
By the way, I've actually got into debates with technicians on what's more important, the 8 EMA or the 9 EMA, or the 9 EMA or the 10 EMA. And my answer is always the 9 EMA because it's the 9 and it's very, very fun to say.
You like
But
the
if you choose the 8 or the 10, because you have to be different, I get it, Jaja. Like we all want to be unique, precious snowflakes. Totally understand. I'm right there with you. For those of you that don't understand, me and Jaja just kind of just making fun a little bit. like we're just palling around. That's all. That's all.
Yeah, it's a good pump right now. Let's go. Come on, rip it off. Rip the top off. Do you feel like imbalances impact gold?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not as much.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Because people are still closing out the orders in the last 10 minutes of New York session. Balancing out the sheets.
By the way, I didn't know it was going to be that, but this candle with that volume, Wyckoff's happy. Big candle, big volume. That is what we call it's real, baby.
Beautiful.
No fake out analysis on a big volume candle.
Good. It's good setup.
Although it makes me kind of hesitate because CNBC was pumping gold today. And I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it when CNBC jumps on my bandwagon.
They didn't ask me. Well, they should have asked you. They would have said the same thing.
I started seeing them start talking about blended EPS growth for the first time in 20 years last week.
They
Like,
must
what's
have
going
hired a
on?
Matt.
That's what I talk about. Like, what are you doing?
Don't take my stuff. That's funny. It's like what you're talking about in the podcast earlier about, confidence and stuff. And when you felt like you could be more confident. I can't remember how we worded the question, but when you were seeing things that others did not see, and it's a good phase of trading.
It does give you a lot of confidence, and not just on, like, you see it a lot on a day trade, but I was talking bigger picture than that. But when you see something and others don't see it yet, and it manifests truth, like that should stand out to you. And that was what that story was about in 2010. It was really kind of 2009 and 2010, but
That's great. That's a great phase of growth as a trader, to start to see things bigger and trust yourself and execute on it and be rewarded. And then that changes your psychology around trading, that you actually can't do it and that you should be in this game and there is a ton of potential and you're trying to understand it.
confidence is like momentum. Like, momentum wants more momentum. Once you have confidence, like, you're just going to get more confidence.
Yeah.
Don't get cocky. Don't get cocky. The market will teach you a valuable lesson immediately. Like, never, ever, 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 ever think you're better than this price action here. You're not. I'm not. You're not. Nobody is.
Yeah. Protect yourself.
There's a battle going on right now.
There is.
Nobody likes oil this high. I certainly don't.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see what it does.
Hard to see the market breaking out if oil wants to run ace. My hope is we don't see that, though. Like, my hope is today's pricing on oil is really just about the short-term situations of the Houthis targeting a couple Saudi Arabia oil containers out of the Red Sea. And I believe Iran hit one shipping container yesterday. I'm not familiar with today so far. I've been more involved in the market, but my hope is that's just a short-term situation and we don't truly see escalation. Like, who knows, really? I don't think the president of the United States knows what he's going to do about this situation in 6 hours from now, let alone right now or 6 days from now. And so we'll have to let that play out. But I think the most we're going to see out of the U.S. is tough talk.
Yeah. The whole situation seems to have fizzled out some, and there's still like shots being fired verbally and little things going on, but overall it's kind of settled in a little bit to just, it's an ongoing situation that doesn't have a huge factor.
I think we're going to have very similar conversations about Iran in a year from now that we're having right this very second.
What happens?
I don't think there's going to be a short solution here.
Yeah. All right, Mark, you got 13 minutes. Pump it up. Pump it up.
Like, I just think it's going to continue to be a complicated environment on Iran specifically. But if the reports on our interceptors is even close to accurate, we're not going to escalate. Yeah. We don't have the ability to protect our partners in the region. And if we don't protect our partners in the region, bye-bye petrodollar, which is, I'm sorry, the U.S. will go to the next world war over that. So, like, I think it's very, very difficult to see the U.S. further escalating at all.
Yeah.
Maybe not de-escalation, but status quo, choppy, murky situation.
Yeah, it feels like where it's been and what's going on and what makes sense for moving here from here.
Now, can we get this break here? A little bit of a base here. Haven't seen any real weakness yet. Just a little bit of slowing momentum on this GC trade. But honestly, the development so far has been bullish. You had the first test against the 9 EMA, you passed. You have simple consolidation. Now you're testing up. It's a bull pattern to lose here.
Yeah.
But that's what happens when you test that 9 EMA and you pass it. It becomes a bull conversation. Let's see if you can get above that wick. What's that wick at?
Okay, come on, let's go.
That wick. Let's get above 53. Actually, 54. Get above 54. Not 53. Get above 54.
Yeah. Let's go.
2 more ticks. Jaw, go buy something. 2 more ticks. Let's go.
Put some gold up in there.
2 more ticks. We need 2 more ticks to get some Momo here. There's Jaw's order.
Yeah, take it, Jaw. Throw us up. Throw us up.
Did I see Ricky here or there? I might just start yelling Ricky like Will Ferrell did in Wedding Crashers, yelling Mom. Anytime I see something great, I just might be like, Ricky, did you get that trade?
Are you with it?
Meatloaf.
I think you'd be available for that. Ricky's cool.
I like the name Ricky.
It's good.
Ricky Henderson is one of my favorite sports athletes of all time. Ricky has? I like Ricky. I like Ricky even more now, Justin. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Congrats, Ricky.
Well done, Ricky. Ricky shows up. He's active in the community. He comes to a lot of the streams. Like, he asks questions. He's supportive. Like, I love that when people show up and they're reaping the rewards of it. Like, let's go.
Jaw, you alone are going to drive us to 58?
It just took out the high.
That would only take around $100 million. You alone.
Come on, think it. Pump it. We'll see. Let's see what you can do. Tim has so much capital. Beautiful.
I love Jaw too.
We have good people here.
Oh, yeah. We got to get a name for the BluSky normals. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like our base crew.
Yeah, like the base crew shows up daily. Like, we need a cool name. Like a little nickname.
Family. BluSky family.
That's too cute.
No, it can't be that, but it's like what it is, like
I know exactly what you're talking about, but it's something that's like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Great idea.
Whoever's more creative than Becky and I at this point, find us a nickname for the crew. We need a nickname for the BluSky crew.
And you're in it because
you're in it if you're thinking about what the nickname is for the BluSky crew. That's how you know you're in it.
That's right.
Send it, Jaw.
Just trying.
Cloud crew, Nick. My goodness, no. Not calling them the Cloud crew.
Yeah. I don't know about cloud.
Have you ever seen Silicon Valley, Nick?
I don't think we want clouds in the blue sky, right? Well, free air.
There's a wonderful scene of a programmer who programmed an app trying to educate a bunch of normies how the cloud works. Every time I think about the cloud, I think about that scene. It's so funny.
That's amazing.
I think it's got to be some with aliens. Like, you got the Trekkies, right, Jaw? Like, you got the Trekkies.
I was thinking aliens too. Like, it's like, what's, like a pod of whales, or, like, what's an alien group? Is there a term for that? Maybe not. Let's see what Google has.
I'm trying to think in Prometheus, in Aliens, what they were referred to. We can't call them a swarm, Nick. Hey guys, you want to be referred to as a swarm? BluSky swarm. Is that what
there is no official or standard collective noun for a group of aliens because extraterrestrials are fictional or unproven. English has no formal word like flock or herd for aliens. Google's not sure about our plan. I don't know, maybe called a herd either. Cloud9.
Cloud9, the 9 riders.
Hey, that's a profitable strategy. Cheers to that. Cheers to profitability.
Oh, triple wick top.
Did that
54.
the imbalances came in and it's pulling down a little bit. We'll see.
So the target ultimately was 54 where that wick was, but get above 54. Let's go. 54 goes to 58. 58 goes to 65. We can do it. We still got a few minutes. Come on.
We can do it.
Tim, if you love Blue Sky, you love the conversation, love this gold trade, you love the heat we bring every single day. The Sky Crew, I like that one, Justin. I could be talked into the Sky Crew.
Mm-hmm. It feels like the flight crew. Yeah.
Yeah. I think I like Sky Crew.
Yeah.
We have to think about that one. I kind of feel like that's the best one so far.
Yeah. I think we have a winner.
Yeah.
Cheers, Justin.
Well, because it's the SkyCast for the podcast, right? Sky Crew follows the SkyCast podcast. Like,
yeah,
I could
and
get
crew is good. Crew is the good. Like, you're a crew, you know, like that's.
Oh, yeah. Listen, there's one thing I know about the AI world. Everybody's going to have their own little isolated universe to deal with.
AI is, a resource.
Justin, I need to know truth here. Maddie Banks calling you out.
Maybe a slight consult. Hey, you know what?
All right.
It was good. It was good.
We got to track that 9. Let's just close that right at a cool 1,000 there.
Yo, dude, this is a sick P&L. That was a beautiful trade, man.
Good trade.
Cheers. This is she's beautiful right now.
I like Sky Crew. I can't make fun of Justin because I guarantee later today I'm going to get into my own ChatGPT or Claude and have a little bit of creative session talking to about what's the best nickname for the Sky Crew podcast. Yeah. Sky Crew is leading the charge right now, but we're going to open up for a couple days.
We're available. Yeah, then we got to talk about what up, Sky Crew? How is everybody? We got names. We need shirts for that. Oh man, this could go places.
It makes sense to get stopped out.
Yeah, I am out. That was good. I took out. I just scalped that off that 9 and to the pivot high.
Did you go 2-0 on gold in this? You went 2-0, didn't you?
Really did.
You boss.
Well, NQ was not kind this morning, so thank God for gold.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Come on, give me one more pump. Come on. Let me close at 54. I'll manually close at 54. Come on.
She might, but we're running short on time. People might be locking in their green on this one. We'll see. She could pump. Close strong.
I don't like my chances.
I feel like it's fading and we're about out of time.
I don't like my chances. I think it's a good probability.
You got a clean 1K. That's beautiful. Just for hanging out with our beautiful crew today, and you guys can make some money.
Talking about how boring today was. We'll take it.
Yeah, dude.
We'll take it.
Amazing. Turn my P&L around. I can't be mad.
Listen, gold helped you end the day on green.
100%.
Beautiful.
This is why you gotta come to Power Hour, everyone.
That's Notre Dame school colors: gold, green, blue.
It's beautiful.
All right, team, you love it. Hit the like, leave a comment. Becky,
does that look gold.
Fun Monday Power Hour with Goldie Gold. Loved the podcast earlier today. Justin, big time shout out for the podcast. You do a great job hosting that pod and bringing the conversation. Me and Becky just get to show up and have cool conversations. Justin does all the heavy lifting there. So appreciate you, Justin. Good shout out to you. Becky, you got some final thoughts for the team as we conclude another Power Hour?
I definitely echo the love for Justin because it's fun doing the podcast. Like, I really enjoy having conversations with you guys about important topics all around trading and our experience and growth. And it's good talk. And, cheers to Gold because she was the VIP MP, most valuable player, MVP. Yep. Gold was the MVP today. So I hope everyone got a bite of that with us today. And always a pleasure streaming with you. Tomorrow is my psychology lab. You guys want to come to that one. It's all about remaining stable as a trader because of all the volatility that we could experience, and the aspects of that to think about, and how like figuring out a stable approach to trading can get you to more success longer term. So another great psychology lab coming up for you guys tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern. Otherwise, I'm so happy to be with y'all, Blue Sky.
Team, as always, it's absolutely fascinating and fun to hang out with you guys during Power Hour. We'll be back tomorrow, same time, same channel, right after Coach Becky's wonderful mindset lab. I keep talking because I'm hoping to get stopped out by the time I get done with this sentence. I don't know if it's going to happen. So with that said, I hope everybody has a blessed and wonderful rest of your day. And we'll see you with more from BluSky TV tomorrow. Mike in the morning to start us off. You can't get better than Mike in the morning to start us off, team, even though Becky in the morning was that today. And finishing up with Coach Becky and Coach Matt every single day at BluSky TV. Can't get better. Team, have a wonderful day. We'll see you tomorrow.
Take care.